Good morning, everybody. Today is a week and a day from Thanksgiving. I don't know how that snuck up on me. All of a sudden I was like, oh my God, Thanksgiving is next week. But this is year 2020, so everything's a little bit different. We are just having Thanksgiving here with the family, so it's Matt, I, and Paul. Paul is gonna turn 10 months 2 days before Thanksgiving. So he'll be 10 months on Thanksgiving. And he eats solid food, so I totally anticipate him eating a lot of our Thanksgiving dinner. But I was just kind of mapping out Thanksgiving for us and what we're having. So we are having turkey, and I already have that from my butcher box. Thank goodness it came. It's in the freezer. I do have a brine for that I got at Costco. Make my life simple. I just use the Heinz jarred gravy. I actually don't like gravy. It's just Matt's the only one eating it. So I have that. Potatoes. I have mashed potatoes in the freezer, but I have another story. I'll be doing that today. I'm also going to do roasted sweet potatoes and roasted butternut squash instead of the sweet potato casserole because I'm not a fan of the sweet potato casserole. It's too desserty for me, and with everything at Thanksgiving, I like to have like a couple vegetables to kind of even it out so I don't feel so awful about myself. So we're not having sweet potato casserole. We're doing roasted sweet potatoes, roasted butternut squash. I usually throw some onion in there. Sometimes I throw craisins in there, sometimes not. Olive oil, salt, and pepper, that's it. Easy. I already made dinner rolls. They're in the freezer. I made them a couple weeks ago, so I have those good to go. I'm going to make I'm probably gonna make like cornbread muffins maybe over the weekend and put those in the freezer, so I just need to take those out, thaw them on Thanksgiving. I'm going to do stuffing, is what we call it, and I'm going to do stovetop, and I just put mine in the slow cooker, more so it's just not something you have to look after. You literally just throw it in there. I think it's an hour, and then it just stays warm. So I'll probably just do that because it's easy. And then I highly doubt Matt will touch those, but I'm gonna make some roasted Brussels sprouts as well when I roast those veggies. So that's dinner. That's everything we're having. A lot of food for essentially 2.5 people, but then we have leftovers all week. So this week we've been eating freezer meals and stuff, so there's really not, I don't intend there to be a lot of leftovers. So over the weekend, dinners will be things like burgers or things that don't have leftovers. No casseroles by any means. So there's gonna be room in the fridge. For dessert, I have 4 pie shells from the grocery store in the freezer. I'm going to make I'm gonna make one of my favorite sweet potato pie recipes. That makes 2, and I'll freeze one. And then we have a plethora of apples, so I figured I'd make an apple crumb pie as well. And because I didn't realize, I don't know, I thought I had more time, I need Jell-O vanilla instant pudding for my sweet potato pie. So he's home today, it's Wednesday, he's getting a couple fillings done. I told him to stop by the store and hopefully they have some pudding pie, Jell-O vanilla pudding for the pie. If they don't, no big deal. There's other recipes that don't call for it, but this one is just my favorite. I actually prefer the sweet potato pie to the pumpkin pie. So, and I also told him to get Ready Whip because I can't have pie without Ready Whip. So he's getting that for me. So, mashed potatoes. I do have mashed potatoes in the freezer. I make like the whole 5-pound bag in the Instant Pot, and then I do big mounds on a cookie sheet, freeze them solid, and that's how I do mashed potatoes, so I don't have to do them from scratch every single time. So I have those in the freezer, and I did buy another pack of potatoes, and the last couple days, I started to smell something in the pantry. I was like, there's a rotten vegetable in there somewhere, and Matt was like, I don't smell anything, you're crazy. So last night, I was like, no, I smell something, and it's getting worse. So I took out all of my pantry floor, I have like a rolling cart with a cardboard box, and that's where I keep like my potatoes, my sweet potatoes, my squash, and something just smelled off. And you know that smell. Yeah. So I took out the bag of potatoes and one of them had like liquefied. Luckily it did not spill anywhere. I don't know how. It was contained in the bag, so I washed all those last night. So I'm going to do Instant Pot mashed potatoes today. And then we'll have some for dinner and I'll just freeze whatever. So I'll show you how I do that. It's like a freezer side, I guess. Usually I use the golden potatoes, which is what I have. So usually I don't even bother peeling them, but Matt requested that I peel them for Thanksgiving. So I'm gonna peel them, and I use the Pioneer Woman recipe essentially. It's like a block of cream cheese, a stick of butter, milk, and it's a lot of potatoes. It's delicious and it freezes wonderfully. So I'm gonna do that so I don't have to do that on Thanksgiving Day. So all I have to do on Thanksgiving Day is cook the turkey, roast the vegetables, get the stovetop going, but I don't have to do a lot. And we're not doing mac and cheese because that would just put me over the top, so, right? Though I do have a recipe for butternut squash mac and cheese. So maybe, I don't know, we'll see. I'm not planning on it, right? And then also, we don't have any sweets in the house right now because we went on dessert overload when my sisters were here. And I am just craving something sweet. So, Walmart has been putting out these adorable like holiday mixes. This one's the Snickerdoodle, and I think they're really inexpensive too. I think it was like $1.50, maybe not even that much. But I'm gonna make these today because I'm not a huge Snickerdoodle fan, but I will eat them. So that's why I'm making these, because I don't need to be eating an insane amount. I need something, right? I need like a small cookie with my tea in the afternoon. That's all I'm looking for. And we have nothing. I have like graham crackers and it's just not doing it. So we're gonna bake these cookies. You literally need the mix, an egg, and a butter and some butter. So my plan is to do that today. Right? Of course the day is getting away from me, it always does. It is almost 5 o'clock, so I need to get going on those Instant Pot mashed potatoes. Paul is down here in a laundry basket. I gave him a couple things. I'm hoping that he stays entertained. So like I said, I'm making fancy mashed potatoes. I'm actually peeling them. Usually I don't. So I'm gonna peel all these potatoes, or I'm running as many as I can fit in the Instant Pot. Usually there's a few that just don't fit in there. But what I do is I do kind of scale them out, and the bigger potatoes I put at the bottom, and I don't put the trivet in there. The biggest potatoes I put on the bottom and the smallest on the top, because the ones on the bottom are gonna cook faster. I think sometimes I put it in my KitchenAid mixer, but I think today I'm just gonna use the handheld mixer and mix it right in the Instant Pot, because I'm just not really feeling the extra steps and extra pans to wash. And then we're reheating chicken I made the other day and a leftover green beans, so nothing exciting there. And while the oven is on, I'm going to make my Snickerdoodles. I took out a stick of butter and an egg a while ago before nap time, so hopefully that is soft enough. And I'm going to attempt to do this by hand in a bowl because I didn't want to clean anything else, so we shall see how that goes. So 1,000 years later, these are all peeled. This is why I don't peel potatoes, it takes so long. I just had them in this water so they didn't turn. So I'm going to drain this water while holding over to make sure they don't fall out. And then I'm just gonna replace the water with like a cup of water, because I'm actually not gonna drain these. I do a no drain. And I'm going to put this on for like 15 minutes and then just let it sit there. And then once it's done, I'm gonna put a cream cheese, butter, and use my hand mixer, and then add milk as much as I need, and salt and pepper. So that's what I'm gonna do. And I'm gonna start the Snickerdoodles while these are cooking. So these are delicious, you guys. I usually get the Krusteaz brand Snickerdoodles, and I'd say that these are just as equally as good. They are crispy on the outside, they're soft on the inside. I've had way too many already. These were a big hit. I'll definitely be getting more of these before the season's out.